Why buy Liberty Tabletop Flatware? Pride. It's made in America by American craftspeople with a passion for continuing a legacy of quality American manufacturing. The only flatware made in the USA. Liberty Tabletop.
Flatware made from stainless steel coils is a billion-dollar industry. At Sherrill Manufacturing in Sherrill, New York, the coils become more than 50,000 forks, spoons, and knives every day. Though it's the only flatware manufacturer left in the United States, it's one of the most technologically sophisticated in the world.
Any flatware you see that has USA on the back stamp, it was made in this factory. We have a lot of automated equipment that allows us to use a lot less labor per piece. If this factory was running at full capacity, we could do about 400,000 pieces in a day.
To make a fork, Sherrill typically uses 18-8 stainless steel. That means the steel contains 18% chrome and 8% nickel.
The nickel increases the corrosion resistance. It also makes the part easier to manufacture. It's softer. It doesn't harden as fast. When you have 18% chrome and no nickel, the part becomes very brittle.
The manufacturing process starts by feeding a 650-foot-long stainless steel coil through a 150-ton blanking press.
This is the piece that comes out. It's a fork blank. The thickness of the material is 105 thousandths of an inch. From this coil, we can get about 16,000 forks. We'll go through about 3 of these coils a day, which is 7,500 pounds.
After the press, the flat forks continue on to get their tines or prongs. To prevent the resulting prongs from bending, a so-called tine bar holds them together.
Then we'll go into a stamping process where we put the pattern into the handle, and then the machine next to that will put the bowl on it. We strike the handle and raise the bowl in a coining press. It's very similar to making a coin, only a lot slower. Those pieces run about 5,000 pieces an hour.
Once shaped, machines remove the tine bar and delicately buff the prongs. Then the forks pass through an 8-step buffing and polishing machine.
After the pieces are buffed, they come to this machine here behind me, which is an ultrasonic wash. It uses detergent and ultrasonic waves to clean them. And then they're able to go into a bag nice and clean for the customer.
So our homes are filled with chrome, sometimes by the bagful.
Throughout the centuries, man has fashioned eating utensils out of various metals. The 1840s saw the invention of silver plating over inexpensive base metals. Sterling silver and silver plate remained warm until the early 1950s, when stainless steel flatware made its debut. Stainless steel flatware is durable and, unlike silver plate, doesn't dull, tarnish, or wear off. This flatware starts out as thick wire called coil. To make knives, the coil goes into a heading machine that cuts pieces to blade length, then forms them into blank shapes with a head at one end. This bolster, as it's called, will connect the blade to the knife handle. A furnace softens the metal for the final shaping in a forging press. 3 dies progressively forge the shape and trim off the excess metal. After grinding the end of the bolster flat, the next machine welds on the tang, which fits inside the knife handle. Now an automated grinding wheel tapers the blade thinner at the front. A second grinding wheel scallops the front edge. This is the knife's serration. The thicker back end gives the blade strength to withstand the pressure you apply when cutting food. For the knife handles, the factory uses stainless steel with a higher nickel content. It has greater corrosion resistance and is easier to form, which is critical, given that handles often feature very intricate designs. Handles, too, start out as coil that goes through a series of dies. Each finished piece is half a handle. A spot welding machine tacks the two halves together, forming a handle shell. To fuse the halves completely, this machine cuts a piece of copper-based wire and drops it inside the hollow handle. A furnace melts the wire so that it flows into the crevice between the two halves, soldering the seam thoroughly. An edging machine grinds the solder line until it blends in with the surrounding stainless steel. Workers pour liquid cement into the center of a carousel on which they mount 50 handles at a time. As the carousel spins, the centrifugal force shoots the cement outward, filling the handle cavities. Then workers insert a blade into each one. A 10-minute soak in hot water cures the cement. Workers scrub off any excess cement that oozed out. On the spoon line, a press cuts stainless steel into paintbrush-shaped pieces. Then heavy rollers stretch those pieces out, thinning the end that'll become the spoon's bowl. A trim press then cuts the spoon's profile. Next, a machine called a coining press punches the pattern into the handle, then forms the bowl to its rounded shape. Forks go through the same steps as spoons, then into a press that cuts the tines in 2 stages. A support bar keeps the tines from moving, while a coining press puts a slight bend in them. The next machine slices off that bar and stacks the finished forks. The last stop for all the flatware is the buffing equipment. Cloth wheels polish the surface with liquid buffing compound until the steel shines. The casual patterns are now ready for packaging. The more formal ones get dressed up, with full or partial plating in silver or gold.
Why buy Liberty Tabletop Flatware? It's beautiful. With our meticulous attention to detail, we promise stunning flatware that's perfect for everyday or special occasions. The only flatware made in the USA. Liberty Tabletop.